Hey traders, just a brief recap here of the 17th of July. Definitely an interesting day, one that was really a tale of two halves with the European morning, which was actually moving pretty typically in terms of moving from level to level, filling orders and swinging back and forth. And then the New York session, which just went crazy thanks to Helicopter Ben talking and getting everybody riled up, and things just flew. So we'll look at both of those sessions. And as you can see, not too bad. I had 6 trades today, 5 wins, 1 loss, plus 77 pips on the EU RB3. There was also a lot of movement on some of the other charts, the Aussie USD, the Euro Yen, even the RB4 as well, with all those charts. So there's a lot of options out there to trade, but for the most part, as people who have worked with me before, who've done the trading program know, I trade mostly the EU range bar 3 chart. It's my preferred chart, so we'll just go through that one. Now, as far as what we saw today, starting off with the European morning here, I was looking for a potential long in here for London Open. I liked what I was seeing in the price action. I turned down an opportunity in here. According to our setups, it didn't quite set up the way that we want. And I do try to define things very clearly in terms of what we're looking for, what sort of patterns, so that they are highly repeatable setups that people can take, that are easy to identify. So we didn't have one in here to take, and it came up, and I did find in here what I would consider a more aggressive, a more experienced, I guess the best way to put it is an advanced trade for a type 3, which is a kind of reversal that we use. And it was probably not the best one to take, but I knew that if I took it, I could probably minimize my loss on it, even if it didn't work out for me. And it came down a little bit, but then it failed. And I took a 4 pip loss on that. And that's actually an area where I would have been looking to potentially get long if something had set up, but it didn't work out for us. So sometimes you do miss out on those swings. And these swings were pretty quick from point A, point B, just back and forth. Those are tough to get in on unless you're basically just trading directly off a level without any sort of confirmation whatsoever. That can be done, and there are methods for that, but we try to stick with the ones that are going to be a lot more high percentage, a lot more repeatable, and so we do look for certain patterns and certain shifts in momentum when we are doing our trading in order to keep our win percentage high. So price did come down here and eventually started to come up into the basically the 9:30 time in London, and that's a really common time to see a good move too. And we took a type 1 here, went long, and I got out once it basically double topped. I've got some good reasons for that, but it's been a little bit tough to make pips in the early part of the session, so I was happy just to take, I usually want to take around 10 at the minimum, but I got 9, and that covered at least my loss. We do keep our losses very small, so it's not that hard to cover them as long as our win percentage is good, which it is. And I did find a short opportunity here, what we call a type 3. This also had some type 2 elements, which are basically just additional factors of confluence that we can use to give us a bit more evidence for our trade. So I felt really confident about this one because it was, I had a lot of those elements from different types of setups that we use. And I took that short right down into the level here. And because things have been pretty tight and it was hard to make some good pips early on, I was very happy just to take my pips as soon as we came off that level. And it actually came off really hard right at the hour. So I was definitely pleased to just exit there. We talk a lot about timing in the market, how to time for your entries, for your exits, and that was something I used there. We came back up and we had another one of these type 3, type 2 shorts, which it fulfilled all of the things that we look for. And so yeah, took that one short there and took it all the way down to once again that same level, and I was just happy to bank the pips. When we had gotten down there, it was basically lunchtime in London, and so it's pretty rare that lunchtime in London actually will continue to trend. And so I was, just wanting to take the profits. It did turn out I could have done a little bit better. I had 18. There was definitely a lot more available, all the way down to potentially even 40 pips at best. But I wanted to get those in the bank, wanted to get my totals up for the morning session. So I just took my pips there. And then once price did break through, I found another setup, a type 1 setup. And I did take it because I like the look of it. I liked what I was seeing on it. And, you know, this, as I was saying, is kind of the dead time. And a lot of times things don't really move for us in here. So I gave it a lot of time and I let it kind of bounce around in here. And eventually I just got sick of it. I waited so long, you can see on the M5, and I had enough. And I just took 7 pips. So it's a lot less than I would normally take. But finally, when this kind of double bottom came in here, I just exited based on some rules that I typically use and that I teach in the Elite Range Bar trading system. And there were some other opportunities in here, a short, a long, and I just kind of wanted to point those out. But I didn't take them because I knew we had some big news coming up, which is Ben Bernanke talking. And whenever he talks, you just never really know what sort of reaction you're going to get, but you can get some very, very strong ones. So a lot of times, at least leading into a big news event like that, you're just going to see the markets being really, really flat, and that's basically what happened. So I didn't take anything in there. Took a little bit of a break, waited until he started talking, and then things just went crazy. They shot down. There wasn't a good way to get into that initial trade. Some people who are news traders, maybe they'll do that, but there's a huge spread involved early on with that, and that's why you see these huge bars as price marches down. You know, these are 3 pip range bars, but price was going so quickly. You know, this is within a second basically of just spiking down, and so those bars get pretty big. But then things sort of normalize in here, and I just wanted to get in on that first pullback. I loved how strong this trend was, so I took what we call a 1D setup, which is a specific type of type 1 that we use for these sort of moves. And yeah, took that one short. Once it came down here, I did move to break even, and I was just kind of waiting it out, and it actually came fairly close to what would be my break even point because I entered just a pip below that bar. But it was safe, and it did eventually head down. And this thumbs up here would have been another potential trade that I could have taken. So there was other opportunities. Even if I had been taken out there at break even, I would have gotten back in. But because of how strong this move was and how quick it was going, I did not take profits as I might normally do at some of these extended moves and just let it keep going and going. And basically once it came below 2200, I watched kind of this bottoming pattern happening, and I just felt like I needed to get out once it came back up again. So not too bad. It still took 32 pips. Could have had even 10 more if I was really, really on it, but you can't always catch every pip in every move. And then once things started moving up, I was not trading anymore. I was basically just wrapped up after this big move, but there were opportunities on the way up as well if you were trading the New York session. So I tend to not trade the later part of it. I just trade the early part, and still not too bad. I got one pretty good big trend trade on there for my 77 pips on EU range bar 3 for the day. And yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. As far as the Elite Range Bar trading system goes, just finalizing a few things. It's probably going to be online within a few days. Pretty much everything's together, and I'm just working through a few things with some of the traders who have already bought the program, who have been doing it for weeks and even months. I've got some friends who use it as well, and so we're just kind of going through a few last minute things, making sure everybody's happy with some of the videos and that. And yeah, then it'll be online and available for the first time for public consumption. So if you want to, subscribe to this channel, there'll be more updates, or you can go to the website as well, Samurai Forex Trading, and you can sign up to the RSS feed and get your updates that way. But yeah, probably within a few days to a week, everything will be live and available there for the Elite Range Bar trading system from Samurai Trading. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.